it be like say the matter don't they settle, it don't they clear. Earlier this we could give you information say for the ward where Senator Yocha you come from, Igorov ward, they may come. 12 out of 17 ESCO members talk say they don't like the way they do. They're saying they do anti-party activity. Some of your friends now people will be saying now APC that they support and they work against the party. They can also talk say the dues when they supposed they pay annually, he never even they pay. People say, hey, how can you say this about the chairman of party? Next thing they go court. Court tell them say anytime you introduce yourself, don't put PDP chairman. PDP can't come together, can't carry Alhaji Umaru Damagom. Say making they drive the motor of the political party based on waiting courts don't talk. But the bill like the matter like this now, the thing don't they get settlement. Or if you check them, the time when they play home, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar people been the lead. Now when they don't go away, Oga Wike people they don't score away goals. Remember say Oga Wike this week too been talk and say now in the pepper Senator Yocha you and the other people inside PDP where we say they won't hijack the party. But as it is like this now, the senior joint body of the political party don't come back now. Come talk say the suspension when they be suspend some kind senior people inside PDP, they say the suspension no go work. They say Oga Anyim Pius Anyim, former Senate president. They say Dennis Itayaba when come from Benue State. They also talk say Dr. Aslam Aliyu. They say His Excellency Ibrahim Shema, former governor of Katsina State. They can also talk say former governor Ayodele Fayose, and also Oga Samuel Otom when they been talk say making go face disciplinary panel. They say all those suspension, you know, they really work as those people take suspend them. They can also come out and talk say those people will be suspend the chairman of the party, make themselves carry go. The party not wants those people again. Now we go they ask say wait oh, if political party in itself, the way when they do their own democracy, just be like say, if you shake me, I shake you. It be like say, if these people get opportunity for center, then go do our democracy anyhow. But now, Ogagbola, I go chook mouth inside this discussion. Ogagbola, may I come to you? As you see this last 1 week, we don't see plenty action, even some kind season film. John Wick take how many years before they reach this part when they This one don't give us part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. What will be your understanding of this whole quarter inside PDP?
Part 5, part 6 step go still there.
He never finished.
He never finished. Never said. The matter just the boy, like you described Ogbono soup the other time from the bottom, Then we just start.
Aye.
The thing we campaign person pass, we say they don't already lose the election. So whether they go get anything for court, we don't know until court decide. But see the matter, party discipline a very serious matter. Because party is supposed to be the superior, supposed to be the organ for everybody will be member of that party. But what thing we see in the period leading up to the election, we say party discipline don't go down finally. Nobody even know where they get. That's why you go see G5 emerge. Begin do their own thing as they like. In fact, person day PDP, he get mouth to go announce publicly, say for him stay to now another party, then go vote for. Party discipline, it don't disappear from PDP. Okay, then still they manage them. So okay, make them manage, do this election. Because if you remember the G5, nobody said they don't get their point to say, oh, Atiku na Northern, make chairman come from the South. But you see, the problem is that during that election period, according to the constitution of PDP, if you come out Ayu, the person who will go replace Ayu must still come from Ayu's side.
Yes.
So if the problem be say northern candidate, then you will not solve the problem because the person will still be northern, just like Ayu. So people can say, okay, we could not change referee in the middle of a match, or we could not change coach in the middle of a match. Say, make them do this election finish. Make them come back, come begin sort all this problem. But as election don't scatter on their head now, all those things where they no one do or where they no feel confront before, now the time to begin deal with those matters.
Okay.
Because election now don't pass now. So they feel come back to who's supposed to be chairman, who's not supposed to be chairman, to begin to arrange the house all over again. So now the arrangement now we begin see. What happen so, and he never settle. PDP need what you call a firm and steady hand. Somebody where almost everybody for the party go trust
and go respect.
And is a firm person will know how to do it. You don't say a decision, I don't make decision. Somebody go say, oh, suspend this one today. Okay, bring out that person who not bring her back. Because see, the party don't See all those guys who then they suspend. Ask yourself, if you suspend Fayose, you say make Autumn go face disciplinary committee, why you no talk about Wike? Wait till all those people do what Wike no do.
We know Wike no do. Strong question.
So on that basis alone, that suspension, it no go stand because it be like say it is selective. You do it to some people, you don't do it to some people. Then you don't have to start asking yourself again, where we dey now as PDP? Do we really want to make more people they leave as all these people they suspend? They suspend them now. Some of them if you go another party, go take you. Now waiting go solve the problem with that. So the party they total confusion. On one side, you want to maintain party discipline to say anybody will do anti-party activity, make we discipline. On the other side, you don't get the lever to confront everybody we do anti-party activities. Therefore, the thing can't be like say you don't do partial for some people. So you know if we hold that line of thought, you can't recall them all over again. So don't forget, say the person who they there now as chairman, now acting capacity.
Yes.
So that's why I say the season 5 and season 6.
They still they come.
They still they come.
Oh.
When you listen to the person where and make that Iyocha use an announcement, you they ask yourself, now this guy they suspend Iyocha, which kind of nonsense be it? Now somebody remember say Iyocha no pay dues. They don't know 3 weeks ago say he no pay dues.
I know,
See, snake get hand inside.
Our people went there for house. Make we just enter inside quick break. When we go this break, come back. My brother Unkubi go carry enter gear 2 of our discussion. We don't start with what they happen inside PDP. Our Ugonga visitor don't tell us say part 5, part 6, part 7 day inside. We go they watch. They see how the thing they go. No go anywhere when they come back. Now still I see the heart.
Talk about that. Just like the government some people down here, they will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep. Talk about that. Just like the government some people down here, they will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back.
Hello and welcome to the show. Now better talk with this.
It is hot and that's a bit right now. Of course, I will don't kick off with the stories, and my brother Izuguchukwu don't give now the first story. And we'll still get our bonga guest, Ogagbola Olojede, and will be political analyst for studio. And then, of course, he don't respond to the first question we'll get to do it. Wait till they happen for PDP. Make we enter into the next one. And this next one get to do with another very serious matter. And this serious matter get to do with the election we just passed. As the presidential council and campaign council of the APC, and then the PDP as well don't come out, they shout and say, hey, say get some kind of things where they happen right now where they don't like. They don't call out on DSS, that is the Department of State Service. May they look into this matter. Some people will say we want topple. That is the bringing in of the new president into power. He said some kind of bad people don't one side. One make sure say this particular new government we want enter. Say they no go enter, they no go even smell them at all. And the DSS on their own side don't also come and can't talk. The court talk say yes. Say this matter. Say for me don't they reach. Say you get some people bad people we want stop the process and they monitor them severely to make sure say anything what they want to do to make sure that they arrest them. They go arrest them. Make no also forget say. When they kick off all these things, of course, election will happen for February 25. We say the presidential candidates of the APC, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will get a total of 8,794,726 votes. Now he win. Now he win that particular election. And of course, the other people will follow maybe Atiku Abubakar get a total of 6,984,520, followed by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Oga P2B, will get a total of 6,101,533 votes. All these things, just like say you can't raise some kind of rages, can't raise some kind of matter where we say people can't look say no, we don't like how this process go. We don't want this person to be president. Please, this is what is going to happen. We don't see the realities we don't ground with us right now. And the fact is yes, people know they're happy with the whole process. And according to information, underground information, speculation, they talk say get some kind of strong people. When we say then they to ensure say this government where they come, this new government where they come in, they're not going to smell that particular thing. So looking at DSS will be the strong, but the way we say they look into ensuring say they investigate matter. What will be the right way DSS will do right now? So that they go feel stop this thing because nobody like any interim government of military to enter. What did DSS feel look into right now? Going by the fact say this speculation don't they go around to make sure say they quickly quench this matter before it will escalate beyond their hand.
They don't do something already. In fact, the statement where they release, where people they complain, why now they talk statement? Now suppose just the statement self now part of the action with them.
Okay.
In that statement, people will not know before they don't they know. People will know here before they don't they hear.
Okay.
Say matter like this they for ground. And make we look at whether matter like that they for ground or be no they for ground. Okay. On one side, we get president. We say, come May 29.
In the handover.
Daura, nothing will stop him.
Bam.
You can't get party, political party stalwarts. We go come media, go say, they don't go swear in that new president-elect. We don't go agree with them swear. If you swear, you go truncate democracy. Okay. When on one hand, the president wait there, say, come 29, you don't go see him pay. And some people say the one where they declare president-elect, they don't go swear. What's going to happen? Who go do that? Who go do that meeting? So that interim, in fact, before election, the matter don't they grind. Don't they get people? When we even want to make the election hold when it hold, they don't the advocate say, make we put interim government. But the problem is the interim government no get any leg to stand.
You know they inside our constitution.
You know they inside our constitution, no law to take back and up. Apart from that, we don't do here before. This juncture, we did now. When people they talk interim government, we don't do interim government before now.
Yes.
How you take it?
We shall take out.
We take, you see as it
out of no other many months, military take over.
So part of that thing where DSS do, now number one, it take and create awareness. Something like this, the person we don't know, make it they know now. Number two, the last time we will get interim government, some of the people we are of voting age now, they were either not born or they were children. 1993 to now, 30 years.
Yes.
So if you're talking of the last interim government, they don't know what you they talk.
They don't understand that.
So it's also to informate them, say, now waiting, how it be this. So the next thing be say, this DSS too. Then say, they don't identify, Abi. No, so then talk about that. Hey, if you say you don't identify, invite now. If you say you don't identify the people, no, just they make announcement to us. Those people, when you say you don't identify, we're not even saying arrest. Invite them. Make them come talk to you. So that, for that, I think they call it debriefing for intelligence language. Make them, they debrief them. Make you hear what's in their mind. And then make you tell them what's in your own mind and the mind of the nation.
But quickly chip in. DSS will know now that is the department of this thing. Now strong body we say people they once you mention them, lot of respect they accompany them.
Correct.
But say for this kind of situation, should we expect DSS to come out, come they tweet, they give information, they say we don't hear of this, so children not supposed don't they do their own backyard information without even telling Nigerians say see what we want to.
In this case, that information where they release. Now part of the work. Then they take that message, they do something inside the populace. So as they release that statement, person will not know say something like this, they for plan, you go no say it day. People where they feel used to do violent protests, because protests in itself.
Don't they go already serve?
Protests no be bad thing.
Yes.
The problem now, violent protests. In violent protests, they even mention NSAS and all the rest. In NSAS, one report where I read, police alone will die 37. The one where they injure over 100. If we go do something like that this time, we don't know where it go end. If it disrupts this
whole process,
where would they talk about? And DSS no one make people allow themselves to be used. Though it could be argued that instead of coming out directly by themselves, they should have given that information to the police and let the police be the one we go talk out. Make them just stay background. And then all this, I don't identify. Make it go beyond I don't identify. In invite those people, maybe begin to talk to them.
Oga, some people, they talk about interagency rivalry. Say sometimes these different, especially security arrangements, if they be like say that they compete against each other, say, I sabi the work pass you, now me they do am. Because if our law don't spell them clearly, say everything will concern intelligence, na DSS, everything will concern the maintenance of civil law and order inside the country, na police, the protection of the territorial integrity and corporate existence of the country, na the army. It could be like say sometimes, to some Nigerians, if army never come out, they know they respect any other person. To some people, if the information they come from police, they'll say, I beg you, what the police know? It could be like say, the agencies, they know they work hand in hand. What if they cause all this kind of thing?
No, be Nigerian problem alone. No. It rivalry the day with security agencies. As a matter of fact, if you remember the bombing of the Twin Towers in America, one of the problems will make that thing happen. Now, lack of interagency collaboration. The people not talk among themselves.
They don't share information.
They get pocket of information for inside each of these security organizations, but they don't communicate, they don't work together. And now wait to make that thing happen. That time be that. So it did there. But waiting can complicate our own be general weakness of institutions in Nigeria. And this one not even be only military, but the not only security agencies. The agencies who are supposed to be able to stand alone are not standing firm as they're supposed to stand. Most of them, they depend on what you call strong persons, strong individuals or strong leaders instead of strong institutions. And that is a weakness of institutions. Once you have a weak institution like that, it gets as in fact, those institutions could even become tools where politician or person where they
people
power.
they use for their own selfish gain.
Exactly. Meanwhile, unlike that US where we talk, he gets organization where the president of America will say, do this one. The guy will say, no.
You know, possible.
I can't do that. You know, there for my brief.
So our people when they for house, it's very, very important to make we know, say, not be one person go come change this our country.
Yes.
As country people, all of us must, if we see good, say the thing good. If we see bad, talk say the thing bad. Make we know they wait for one person because, okay, if that one person now, something can't happen, how we go take one solve the problem? Talking about institutions, women don't suffer, especially for politics for inside this country. And the reason why they talk this one is because, say, una don't say we just do presidential and national assembly elections. We can also do gubernatorial and state house of assembly elections. I remember that evening when they go down and say, for inside the Adamawa state, and that they can't even be one of the Mother's Day, one of the plenty Mother's Day when they do every year. Say, it be like say, now woman, I go win the election, now woman they lead. Everybody begin they happy. Say the last time when they even remember for the history of this country, now them Veggie Etiaba, and that time when she even did it in acting capacity, say finally, it be like say we'll get woman governor, but he get the that election they go. I next thing they hold the whistle for mouth to blow the team. But the one they talk now say, how out inside our National Assembly, when we get 109 members for Senate, get 360 members for House of Representatives, now only 17 women. No, now hear me, only 17 women now go there. Think about that. 360 plus 109. Join them together. Everybody, man. Strong face, strong voice. Only 17 women. For our Senate, we'll get 109 members. Now only 3 women. 3 women out of 109. The remaining 106 now men, depending on whether court go talk, say make some people come out, make some people enter. Therefore, the 360, only 14 be women. How these people they consider the things when they affect women and carry the matter for head? And if you check, according to various sources, population number for 2021, over 105 million women now in this country. How over 105 million women? Then for the center, where we need people to represent them, it just be like saying now only first lady na title. Why people know they vote for women? Why people know they support women? In fact, why the political parties no they talk say for this particular one, we just want make women go. Make no man follow and contest. Now this same country with them where man they contest for woman leader position. Google them, you go see them. What did they happen exactly? Okay, on this matter they very, very serious. So, especially as last year, Nigerian women para their vex. say e get some laws where we say they supposed to even make women feel special. But the men just look the thing like say, you know, they're important. Say if women no dey there, how they would they protect their interest? What if they cause this problem? Jenna say women no get mind to do politics. I mean, our own politics they different for Nigeria.
It is more complex, so. Make we even look where we go copy this democracy.
Thank you.
Now America be that.
Thank you.
For the first 144 years of Americans' independence, women know they vote safe. They know they vote for 144 years. Now, after they don't even begin vote, up until Kamala Harris, which woman you think they don't become vice president for America? Not to talk of become president.
Hillary Clinton been tried that time.
He tried that times. But, you know, America, some things they will be say you don't attain sophisticated dimension. You know, they're open. But if you look at closely,
underground,
you go see, say, they there.
Yes.
No be accident. Say, after almost 250 years for America, woman never become president.
Bam.
So, it get as this marginalization, they more pervasive everywhere. If you go look, it gets some companies, they call Fortune 500 companies. These Fortune 500 companies are top companies where they make money. How many of these companies now get women as CEO?
Kai.
They don't reach 20%.
Kai.
So, marginalization of women, it they for ground.
No problem.
No problem. Now, when they can't reach our side for here, we know even they try at all. For us to look at governors in Nigeria, 36 states plus Abuja, we've never had one female governor elected. The Tiaba situation was a child of circumstance. So not once have we done it. Part of the problem is say women self know they show up enough. You get one political event where they invite me go for Abuja one time. They invite several women too. Not one woman come.
Kai.
All the men come.
Aye.
But you can't ask yourself, why they no come? Why they no come also tie into the men? Some of these women, they be person wife. When you invite person wife to come from Lagos to Abuja for a meeting, where you go sleep over there, some men go say,
You know possible. You know go work.
You know go feel good.
You don't join bad gang.
Yeah. So on one side, you will say the women no show. On the other side, they get why they no show.
Very true.
And until we begin to address those reasons, begin give them more liberty, give them the wings to fly, we just shortchange ourselves. Because I mean, them be our sister, them be our wives. Make thing where I suppose allow my wife do now. I say I mean go do. I just shortchange myself. The time where we say man dominate because man is stronger. That's in the early evolution of human beings.
When we say na power, that they use
power,
physical strength.
Now you go out, go and hunt. You go gather this, gather. Those times, it don't pass.
Don't pass. So
The time where we dey now, na brain, na it matter. And when it comes to matters of brain,
women to get sense.
women they, men they. God no create them differently.
Thank
Women
you.
they know they inferior to men when it comes to brain matter. So we have to be deliberate. If we are not deliberate, and this has to do with men too, men have to be deliberate to involve these women. If we are not deliberate about it, we may not even realize that we defense them.
Then most importantly, a novice with my brother Nkubi, it be like say education too now also problem.
Thank you.
Because the truth be say, person, even though ignorance no be excuse, something when person not know, he go continue to dey do the one wey say no dey right. You think say for inside our curriculum for school, e get some things when we suppose dey teach, so that person go know say the way you go treat, although because the physical, the way man and woman they not be the same physically to a considerable degree. It not mean say man pikin different from woman pikin.
At all.
Because some people now, once he reach 5 o'clock, the daughter must don't come sit down for house. But the boy, if he dey outside,
They play.
until 12 o'clock. they don't
So
care.
you don't see say that education no be only for school.
True.
Now for home too.
For home too.
In fact, now for every level of leadership, the traditional leadership,
Thank you.
the religious leadership,
you.
parents, which is where leadership even start from home, the teachers, everybody must be involved in this fight to ensure that we stop shortchanging ourselves. As long as we defend those women, we defend their capacity, defend their brain, with the short change.
But may I ask, talking about, you don't mention two very important things where we say, so you we say they affect this, you mentioned religion, you mentioned tradition. In a situation where we say, if you get some parts of the country where you go, we say, then they had, sorry, pardon me for this choice of word, though, hardcore when it comes to waiting day and waiting no good day. When it comes to religion, women no get stand for certain things. When it comes to tradition for other, women no get certain stand. And even if they carry sensitization, go meet these people, tell them, say, see the value, you don't born daughter, how you go take credit to your daughter so that you go be very important tomorrow. This same hardcore attitude, mentality, go still they stick. How you think they will fit gradually neutralize this mentality in the heads of people, religious leaders and traditionalists, so that they will understand the value of woman in the society where we are right now, so that in the long run, maybe in the next 10 years, 20 years, make it just be say the impact of the development, they come from men. Because if you say, we know they see the results, no, let me say, so that women, when they come in, will they see some kind of advancement because of, say, the contribution of and improve the number of women, don't they ensure, say, development come across the country? How we also feel ensure, say, we further neutralize, resolve that thing to for the mentality of these people, so they can also understand what they really.
We get to involve the leaders of those societies. If you look at a man like Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, one of the things we finish him for where he did. Now, be say they confront some of this matter. I still remember one occasion where he supposed to appear.
He sent the daughter.
He sent the daughter.
She talk. You gonna say this one a real child of his parents.
But the wahala will come from that matter alone. No be small. So until more leaders like him begin to campaign to liberate these women in that part of the country, it will not happen. It's like make you look at Saudi Arabia today vis-a-vis Afghanistan, both Islamic countries. But Saudi Arabia don't go far. Education in Saudi Arabia for both men and women, it pass Nigeria. Yes. They are in the 90-something percentile, but for both men and women in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia, don't they allow more freedom for women? Women can go to school. In Afghanistan, up till now, they see the talk say women, you know, go school, you know, go work. The one way they, So religion in itself must evolve. And it requires leadership to help drive it. The changes where would they see for Saudi Arabia, now the leadership in those societies, now then they drive those changes.
The way you talk this matter, it sweets me, say, for the beginning of the show, I say, maybe people go carry book and...
Make them they write.
Make them they write. Before we go this break, may I just quickly talk this one. You feel they use the excuse of religion, culture. If you know they develop, you know they develop.
At all.
And now you be the problem. No be the religion, no be the culture. Look Qatar now. See Qatar, for example. Many of us watch World Cup. If to say Qatar, they do say, okay, they don't want grow, they don't want... You don't see where Qatar... It reached the point where we say, normally they know they play World Cup for November, December. World Cup now for summer, June, July. But because of say Qatar say that they're ready, you don't even see their stadium.
FIFA can't shift them.
FIFA shift them because all these things, and how you go take prepare if you don't go school? No, stop all these things. Say, this one a girl, go and sit down. Is that how you do in your husband's house? You, how you they do? You, wait me, papa, how you they do? When we enter break, when we go this break, come back. We go enter the fourth story. This fourth story, the thing is strong. It's strong, because it get to do with people who do badness for inside the election and the punishment where they come. No go anywhere when they come back. Now still, I said, special.
Talk about that. You have to take the government something we don't hear. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep. Talk about that. You have to take the government something we don't hear. They will seal up their ear. Once they seal up their ear, they will go back to sleep. Welcome back. The program still remains as they hot, and we don't enter the final lap of this particular program. And that's a bit right now. For those of you who they follow us, that don't see how far and how well we don't go with the various topics and issues. And our bonga guest, our Gagbula Olojede, now don't see us, don't they break and they analyze and give una. And them, of course, just as Chuku they talk, and also in papers and in Byron, I don't bring and I don't they write out a lot of things so that now they learn from them. As we enter into the next story. And this next story we'll get for now. This one is very, very serious. So very, very, very serious. And you get to do it. All this election and things will happen for election. And according to the news, we will get here, that is the NHR, that is National Human Rights Commission. Don't come out, shout to federal government, shout to government, say government, oh, hey, say wahala don't do, say for this particular election, they go involve the presidential and governorship election. Say then get over 450 cases of poll violation. I'm going to be the person to talk this one. The Oga Kwata of the commission, where name Tony Ojuku, now he come and talk this particular thing, say make them start to do something about them. And according to the report, they say they don't arrest over 700 people where they involved for different violations where concern this thing, where concern this election. And this violation where they talk, it got to do with voter suppression, intimidation, hate speech, and different kind of violence. Now it happened. And the police also talk, say yes, say they go make sure, say they look into this to make sure, say these people who will actually carry out this badness, say they go smell them. When I mean smell, don't be say you want smell food or you want smell such way they very nice. They go smell them. Once they smell and finish, the next time when they talk, say go and intimidate. They will say they know they go anywhere. So Ogabola, bringing it back to this, we've seen all the dramas that played out during the election. I mean, we cannot deny the fact, say things don't happen, both for the presidential and the governorship election. And then these things, let's also be sincere with ourselves. This they happen for almost every election we come. Every 4 years, you will get cases of violence. You will get cases of vote suppression. You will get cases of okay, people are being denied of voting, intimidation, and different kind of things. If we have come this far, looking at our age as a nation, over 60 years, and we see the experience of this kind of thing, you understand? How can we as a nation ensure, say, subsequent election, we put the right things in place so that all these things, even if we go to see them, you know, go there as massive and as high as the way we see them. Not because of, say, perhaps, now the players where they involved, now it causes high level of intimidation. How can we ensure, say, we suppress this thing further so that all these things, people go get the right and freely to say, okay, I won't go vote without having any fear of intimidation or suppression coming from some kind of bad ballet people?
Number one problem we get, now waiting, Oyinbo people they call impunity. Person do bad, he go do am free, he go go, nothing go happen to him. So when you have that kind of environment, people no go fear to do bad now. Then go do them because they know so they go get away with it. Nothing they happen. So the country must begin to ensure, say, punish people who do bad.
Bam.
That is why all these people where they don't arrest, it go good way make media self follow this case. Make we see to the end of the case. Okay, these people then get prosecuted, and the one where they found guilty, when they don't prosecute them, then jail them appropriately. That will send a signal to any other person we get that kind of mind, say, oh boy, these people, they no agree. You know, see, say this guy for that last time, they still there for jail, you go think I'm twice. Number two, we say, you know, say, despite the violence where we get now, the one we did before, it pass more. If you look at number of deaths alone, I think in 2019, one report where I read, say, about 150 people now die for that election. But this one, they say now 28. But the question is, the people where they involved in the violence for that 2019,
what happened to them?
what happened to them? We don't know. Beyond that, these people where we don't pack, these 700 and whatever they are,
and the over 700.
them be foot soldiers now. These people, they no get stake. They won't be say, oh boy, take this money, go do that thing. The people where they send
The
them,
sponsors.
when we go feel reach them. If we not reach those people, punish some of them, this thing we no go feel deal with them as supposed to deal with them. So the people where we arrest, we must punish them, but we must go beyond that to find out the people where sponsor them. Now somebody put money for floor. No, those guys, what they concern that we will start in their house and be eating whatever now. But somebody said, take this money, go do that thing. And if that person is still there, you go find another person next time.
Very, very true. Ogabola, it's good as you don't talk this one, and no need to stretch the matter, because you don't already talk and say, no be only to catch the people when go do the badness when they catch. Those when send them to go do this badness. Because if you catch the ones when go do them now, the people who send them 2027, who say they no go send another people go. So people they go after the sponsors them too, so that they no go do them. Now we don't reach where in our last story. It's good as you don't help us, they break this thing down. And they very sure say everybody they learn. Now this particular one, you've been talk about how the last interim government will get for this country. Now for 1993 and now 30 years ago, and plenty people don't know. It be like say if we check how young our population dey, many of the people, if you ask them their memory of the last census where we do, maybe them be small children or they not really know what in census be. This government don't come out to talk say they won't try count everybody. Make we know the exact number. And census they important so that you go fit plan where.
Correct.
You go know how you go take put things in place to see say looking at the number of people in the country, katakata no go there. Provision go there for everybody. But it get one small problem when they now. Some people don't come out to talk say their place of residence, they no go there to count them. Say they go their state of origin. And the reason why some of them they talk this thing and say, they say for their place of residence, some people, they treat them like say them the outcast. They give example of the last election. They say last election, place where I they live, where I they work, where I they pay taxes. Some people come and talk say, you cannot vote here. Go back to where you are from. Now, why some of them they talk say, okay, since you say make I no vote for here, I go back to where I come from. Make them count me. So that they don't go count me here, you go come and take advantage of my number. Okay, you see any arguments for waiting some of these people talk because the NPC, they beg people say, make una no come out, make una dey, make them count una there because if we know how many people the number be, we go know how to plan and prepare where. But this argument where some people don't put forward about how they treat them like outcasts for their state of residence, you think say you hold water?
He hold water now. He hold water. But now how we go feel resolve am? Now make we talk.
Solution.
Because the thing will happen that time. No be say this ethnic group, you don't begin hate this one or this one. It no be so. Now politicians, they do their own thing. And nothing concern them. Anything we go bring politician vote or anything we go make them win, he go do it. The problem comes is that then they are ahead of the voters when it comes to some of these matters. So their own thinking, they one step ahead of the voters. So when they do something, before voters go begin unravel why this thing can't be like this, they don't achieve what they want to achieve. They don't move on. So we must go back to that, talking about the fact that look, what happened was political and it is not exactly a social or ethnic discrimination, as it were. So that people will not say, now here you they live now. Even if you go back to your state to go and get counted, after they don't come out to maybe the population for here can't drop by say 5 million because people don't live. After you don't do the count to finish, all the 5 million can't come back. Meanwhile, in the books of the, let's say Lagos State, for example, if you say now 15 million, then count. Meanwhile, now 20 million they there. How we go feel use
50 million planning for 20 million people?
So then go defeat the purpose of that census. That is the problem. So it is important that we resolve all those grievances, all those unhappiness, all those political issues, so that people go know say the right thing to do not to day where you day, but then count you there. That's the only way not to frustrate.
Then this talk about state of origin and state of residence. Now something when we say, some people don't talk, say if you go other parts of the world, it not be problem at all. Because where you they live, you go see them as your home. And you go do everything to see, say, you contribute to make the place develop. Because now there you day, now there your investments day, now there your children day. You know, say you don't talk about politics. But if we won't even change this thing, now public officials or politicians them, now you go change them. Now this same country we did, people talk about restructuring. They use and campaign. Enter finish, come begin to tell us, say, what in they talk that time. In fact, they set up committee. They come begin to tell us, say, what in they talk that time. It be like, say, now we know here well. They think come because they look like, say, we get here problem. Because now tell us this thing. Promise us, say, una go do am. How we go take we solve this problem when now politics they cause and politicians they do am so that they go continue to feel they win election at the detriment of everybody and disunity inside the country.
You don't mention the word restructuring, and it is very important. I'd like to go back to where we borrowed democracy from.
Thank you.
For the first 36 years of America's independence, apart from 4 years, 32 out of 36, all the presidents came from one state. For 32 out of the first 36 years, all the presidents are from one state. And it no be fight. Nobody sent. George Bush Sr. be president.
Yeah.
Bush Jr. became president. Jeff Bush will be brother to Bush Sr. He was governor and he contested to be president. The fact say 3 people from the same family don't become, one become president or two don't become president, it no be discussion at all. Because those people, they don't settle their own matter beyond Abi Hausa, Fulani. The matter don't become who can performance. So the structuring, I like about 16 laws where the president signed about 2 weeks ago now, better than last week. Four of those laws, one of it now, electricity. He say, oh, state, you can now generate, you can transmit, you can distribute your own electricity. That's a very important thing. He says, state, if you like railway, no, wait for me now. You like
Fix
railway,
it yourself.
Go do your own railway. Financial autonomy for the judiciary, for the lawmakers. Because before, these lawmakers, the governors, they treat them like, say, them be another ministry.
Now they're boy.
Now they're boy. And why they don't go feed them? Because now then they determine waiting you go get, when you go get up.
Thank you.
But now they don't take that one, come out for them hand. Say, your money as judiciary, your money as lawmaker, it go come directly. So you nobody feel no big governor, they determine when you go get up. We need more of those things. The one where they my mind, where all of them still they fight now, local government autonomy. They still they fight that one. The local government where we know, where we grew up to know, not be the same local government.
At all.
You go enter local government premise, you go first of all see those caterpillar where they take due road, as them pack them line up. All those inside road for
local
government they do it now.
I experience them well.
The time where Lagos Island local government don't they raise bond for this market. Some states don't even know waiting be bond. But those were the days where people like Adeniji Ayodele were local government chairman and the rest of them. So the quality of leadership when they did local government that time, that'll be the same thing we get now. So we need that restructuring. Make more power. We take more power away from that center. Give it closer
Down
to
the
people.
grassroots, yes.
If you look at the last election, even for Lagos, we see as the governor begin go everywhere.
Out of nowhere, suddenly.
All of a sudden. That kind of situation must subsist. People, political leaders must begin to get closer to the people because they will always need their votes.
Yes.
And the voters too must demand more accountability from their leaders and let them realize that the power is with us, not with you.
Yes.
And if you don't do it as we like, we will command that power from you.
Very true.
Okay, quick one. Make I ask them. Still looking at this same issue, we get to do with this election we pass and the ethnic part we happen. Of course, one very important way we will need to also learn from this now the fact say, look, somebody like me, them born for Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I'm an Igbo man, born and raised in Lagos. Chukwudi is an Igbo man, born and raised in Lagos, schooled in Lagos, I schooled in Lagos and in Ibadan and everything. Okay, looking at it. I have a lot of friends who be Yorubas. And the Chukwudi as well have a lot of friends that are Yorubas. Nobody they question where would they come from. But I can't just say, how can we easily allow our thoughts and our mentality to be easily derailed by some kind of thought incited by government at that point in time? Suddenly we can't forget, say, we used to be brothers. This is where we now come from. How can we further enhance that unity so that people don't go look beyond, they look beyond where you come from and rather look at your character as an individual and say, okay, based on character, this is what this person is. Make we know, say, this person, because of this person, make we vote for our own person. Because in the long run, whether you vote for your own person, tomorrow, that same road will go right on. They're not going to ask whether you be Yoruba, be Hausa, or be Igbo.
The market rate, they go buy something. They don't go ask you whether Shomo you ban here, I be one Igbo. Before they will sell it, they will say, that same price, even the Agbero, they don't go ask you that, because this boss, is it owned by an Igbo man or Yoruba man? Or you give me your own money, it's different from them. They will not ask this question. How can we ensure that this same thing no go further incite problem among friends, among ethnic groups ahead of an election? Because, of course, government are there inside this, no doubt, that they incite them. How can we ensure that we put a stop to it so that subsequently, once this thing they come out, we will just say, no, we're not giving room for this?
Number one, we go do campaign. Like this one, we don't happen fast. But we no alarm, just we could pretend as if say it don't disappear.
Yes.
We must keep it alive from the perspective of letting people know, say, this thing now, political matter. No be enmity between the ethnic group. Number two, performance matters. You spoke about character. I also had competence. You see, the good life that Abubakar wants is not particularly different from what Bassi wants, or what Uche or Adiola wants.
Yes.
I want to be able to have a good road to drive my car. I want to make healthcare day. I want to make education day. I want whoever will do that for us should be what matters to everybody.
Yes.
And we must continue to preach and educate our people along that particular line, not to allow politicians to easily sow discord. The reason politicians can sow discord easily is because politicians know that people easily fall back to their comfort zone when you push certain threats in front of them. They will go back to that thing that they are comfortable with and say, "Oh, okay, he's a Christian. I'm a Muslim." You know. We saw that at various levels, but in the real sense, my favorite example is if you enter Heathrow today, you just want to enjoy the service.
Yes.
You're not asking who owned this one.
Yes.
Who
Where is
built
the
that?
person from?
Nobody cares. And that is what those other countries, the way they take do example. Now, what they don't do be that. Nobody is asking where is Biden from.
Nobody.
Say which state he come from, who him mama be, who him papa be.
Who him papa be. It doesn't matter. He goes there, he's an American, he's an American. You might say that is part of what some Nigerians have said when they say we don't really have a nation yet. We're just a bunch of people put together on a geographical location. What nationhood does, we say, people go identify those things that they have in common so that they can together work for things that they have in common, while they also respect each other's differences. It is not as if everybody in America is homogeneous.
Yes.
Even black people till tomorrow they complain. Mexicans they complain. It good say you come today, you sit down with us, and you open our eyes to the many things when we say, as a people, if we focus on the important things, our country go better. We hope say all those people will join us from 7 o'clock. Reach now, una they nod una head like we they nod our own, say yes, we don't learn. Remember, Nigeria and our country, it no go spoil. We need to join our hand together to move this our country go the permanent site. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, now we come from 7, go reach 8 o'clock. My name na Ezu Go Chokode. Make una sleep well. Ogagbola, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Ogagbola.
for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for